Today I'm going to go over 5 things you may have missed in the most recent update to Stardew Valley. One of the minor things that they have changed is to do with cloth and how you can customize your character. If you go to Emily's house, you can go and use her sewing machine. And you were always able to do this, of course, but now they have changed it so that the UI is a lot easier to use. So you put the cloth into the feed, of course, like you always do, and it shows you what you can put into the spool from here. It highlights the items. And if you put something in that you've already used, it'll show you what you're going to make. So a bomb is going to make a bomber jacket, but I'm going to put in some aged legend 2 row, which is going to be very expensive for me to do just to see what it's going to make. We're going to hit the button. So we managed to make the globby shirt, which is completely underwhelming. And now I'm going to try and use the aged crimson fish row and see what we bring out. So we managed to get 2 different globby shirts from that. And you know what? They do actually kind of look like sweaters for Christmas. So I'm actually happier about that than I thought I was going to be. But it's very expensive to get a shirt that looks like a Christmas jumper. In the new update, they have also added the ability for items to float on the water for a few seconds before they sink. And that gives you a chance to run over and grab the items before they're no longer collectible. You can now put your bed in any building that you have made. So you can put the bed down in the barn and you can spawn in the barn in the mornings or wake up. And that gives you an opportunity to go around and say hello to all your animals and collect all the produce that they have on the ground, especially if you're trying to get something really quickly, like some truffles for the community center. This is very handy. And don't forget, when you're walking around your barn and saying hello to the animals, hold down the right click button so that you say hello to them without going into this menu by accident. Just walk around, like start over here, maybe hold down right click and then start walking around and you'll say hello to them without going into that menu. Now, Thorns rings are viable in Stardew Valley and they're quite cheap. 1 gold bar, 50 stone, 50 bone fragments. That's not too bad actually. And we're going to buy 2 of these real quick. And I want to show you that you can now stack the Thorns rings, which is going to make it so that your enemies are going to hurt themselves every time they hit you. But because you can stack them now, you can also fuse them with other rings too and make it viable. You could always put them onto other rings before, but stay invincible for a little while longer after taking damage. For example, with a Thorns ring, that could be pretty good. So we're going to make this combined ring and we're going to go test it out. Now, I probably will go straight back to my Iridium band with the slime charmer after this, but just for testing it out, I'm going to make an Iridium band with the Thorns ring, and that's pretty much going to let me glow, attract items, and increase attack damage by 10%, and they're going to damage themselves. So we are going to pretty much get hit by this guy and we're going to do 56 damage per hit, 63, 58. And when he dies, he's going to drop his loot, which is something else that the Thorns potion does now that it didn't do previously. Now, can I just say, by the way, while I'm in the mines, if you look at my inventory, please do not ever go into these mines with just your pickaxe. This is for testing purposes only. So I do not want you guys to ever go into the skull caverns or the mines with just a pickaxe. So the final thing I want to show you is the fact that you can now farm legendary fish in Stardew Valley. And I think this is my favorite update. I think this is everybody's favorite update, to be honest. I have the legend 2 in this pond. I have the legend in this pond. You just simply throw it in and it doesn't get like a larger population. It's just 1 of 1. Doesn't need 2 of them or anything. And they don't need any feeding. So you literally just put them in. So the glacier fish, and then you have the crimson fish row, which came up down here in the little bucket. And I have the crimson fish pond here. And if I was to go over to my preserves jars, I actually have some crimson fish roe here, aged crimson fish roe. an aged legend 2 row. So I can put this row into the preserve jars and pretty much age it, as you just saw. And Crimson Fish row is way more common than Legend 2 and Legend row, so I'd recommend doing Crimson Fish more so than anything. But the price difference is huge. So for one of the age rows, you're looking at about 7 grand. So Age Legend 2 row is 7,000 G, which is huge. And then the Age Crimson is 2,000. So it's not as worth it to do the Age Crimson Fish row, but it is at least more common. You'll get the Crimson Fish row more often. So this is a really good way to make money, and I'm going to make an entire farm based around the legendary fish now in the future, which is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.